Everybody asking who helped me break through. The tax guru got me thinking bigger now.
Welcome back to another That Tax Guru Tax Crime File story. I'm Tyrone Taylor, enrolled agent, bringing you another real tax crime case. Join me every day, Monday through Friday, as I discuss a real federal tax crime story. Follow and share this video if you like these stories. File 002. Let me ask you something. If you hired someone to prepare your tax return, would you actually know everything they put on it before you sign? Most people assume their tax preparer is taking care of everything correctly. But this case is a reminder that you should always review your return because in the end, your signature is on it. According to the Department of Justice, 3 Texas tax preparers were sentenced to federal prison after participating in a scheme involving false federal income tax returns. The conduct took place from about January 2019 through October 2022. According to court documents, the preparers added false business expenses to clients' tax returns. Those fake expenses reduced taxable income, which could generate refunds that the taxpayers weren't legally entitled to receive. Now let me explain why that matters. Business expenses reduce taxable income, but only if they're legitimate. If someone invents expenses that never happened, they're lowering the tax bill with false information. That's tax fraud. The DOJ says this wasn't an isolated mistake. The scheme allegedly continued for several years and resulted in millions of dollars in tax loss to the United States. Now here's something that really stood out to me. According to the DOJ, some clients allegedly didn't even know false business expenses had been added to their returns. When those clients questioned the entries, the preparers allegedly gave false explanations. But in other situations, according to DOJ, some clients were actually informed by email that false information was being submitted to the IRS. Think about that for a second. Putting something like that in writing can become important evidence in a criminal investigation. The DOJ doesn't quote the emails or say how many clients received them, but they specifically highlighted that fact in the press release. As for the outcome, Matthew Chaco, identified as a business owner, was sentenced to 50 months in prison after pleading guilty to conspiracy to defraud the IRS. Employee Anish Pillai received 26 months after pleading guilty to aiding and assisting the filing of false tax returns. Employee Subhala Suresh received 18 months after pleading guilty to the same offense. The DOJ also noted that 2 additional preparers had already pled guilty but had not been sentenced at the time of the announcement. One thing we don't know is exactly how IRS criminal investigation first uncovered the scheme. The DOJ identified IRS criminal investigations as the investigating agency, but it did not publicly describe how the investigation began. Now here's the part that caught my attention. People often think tax fraud only happens when taxpayers intentionally cheat. But this case reminds us that taxpayers also have a responsibility to review what's on the return when somebody else prepares it before signing it. If you see business income you don't recognize, business expenses you've never incurred, or deductions that seem too good to be true, ask questions. Don't assume your preparer knows best or even has your best interests. I've seen too many taxpayers suffer under ghost tax preparers. Many don't understand that tax preparation is not fully regulated, and too many unscrupulous tax preparers take similar actions like these 3 did. Remember, when you sign that return, you're declaring under penalties of perjury that it's true, correct, and complete to the best of your knowledge. That doesn't mean every taxpayer whose preparer commits fraud will face criminal charges. The DOJ did not say every client knowingly participated, but it's another reason why reviewing your return is so important. Real tax preparation isn't about getting the biggest refund. It's about getting the correct refund. If your refund suddenly jumps for no clear reason, that's a conversation worth having before you file. Again, I'm Tyrone Taylor with That Tax Guru. If you enjoy learning about real tax crimes and the lessons they teach, follow this page and share this with someone who uses a paid tax preparer. Real tax crimes, real court cases, real lessons. That Tax Guru Tax Crime Story.
The tax guru got me thinking bigger now.